Shalom Mishpaka. It's a very beautiful morning, and I'm so excited to be given the opportunity once again to be able to speak with you. There is a word from our loving Abba for you this morning, and just like I always tell you, I never forget about you. You're always in my thoughts, in my prayers, and in my heart. When I'm not online here and I'm not carrying about my activities, my daily activities, I'm studying the Torah, dwelling in the presence of Abba, and getting the information I need from him to be able to be a miracle to you. It's nice to see you once again. Today, we're going to be taking our reading from Tehillim 66. Tehillim 66 is where I'm going to be reading from. That's what I've been instructed to read from and to encourage Yah's children all over the world, the children of El Shaddai all over the world. To the chief singer, a song. Sing with joy to Elohim, all arets. Sing out the splendor of his name. Make his praise esteemed. Say to Elohim, how awesome are your works. Through the greatness of your power, your enemies pretend obedience to you. Abba taught me this. This is what he taught me today. My quiet time with my spouse. And he has also instructed me to say it, come to tell his children, so that you be aware. He has only two categories of people on earth: his children and his enemies. His children will naturally love his Torah, obey his Torah at all costs. But his enemies will only pretend to obey his Torah for one reason or the other. What's the pretense? For listening to the Most High. What's the pretense? Oh, they are afraid because they don't want to end up in Gehenna. They are obeying because they want to see the Beraka. If the Beraka doesn't come, they are serving him because they thought it was going to be easy. And then, just a moment. So they are serving him because they thought it was going to be easy. And then, when the adversary starts to punch them, starts giving them blows, they say, no, this is not it. This is putting me in bondage. This is difficult. When I was reading the Torah as a child, I was always wondering why the children of Israel, despite the power, despite what he has shown them at the Red Sea, or at the Sea of Reeds to be precise, despite the pillar of cloud following them by day and a pillar of cloud by night, pillar of fire by night, they still transgressed. They were not still following the Torah. They still were disobedient. They still were rebellious. They still were murmuring. I used to say in my ignorance, now, if I can experience the presence of Almighty, the way my forefathers did, it will be 100% obedience. I'll be so in awe of him. I'm not going to disobey anything at all. In fact, I'm going to be my best. That's what I used to say. Until I got wise. As I grew in the knowledge of HaKadosh, as my relationship with him increased and developed, I began to know a lot of things. First, I knew. Now, he first gave the Torah to the people of the world, to other countries, and they rejected it outright. They said it was too difficult for them. This way of life, no. It's so strict, it's so restricted, it's so, no. They cannot live like as if they are in Shamayim on earth. That is difficult to live in. But that's the essence of the Torah. HaKadosh wants us to live on earth like as if we are living in Shamayim. Because he's giving the earth to us for us to dominate, to take control, to be in charge of. Now, if you cannot follow Shamayim's principles, that the Melachim is living by, that's the angels, are living by in Shamayim, if you cannot follow it here on earth, then how can you expect to dominate, to rule? How can you expect to see the Beraka that Hakadosh is willing or is giving to his children, to those that obey him? And then he gave it to Israel. And then at first replied, oh, all we say we'll hear and we'll do. But by the time the instructions started coming, that's the Torah. Number 1, thou shalt have no other deities before me. Number 2, number 3, number 4, they said, whoa. No, we didn't know that it was going to be like this. And that's why they rebelled. Why are they punished more than other countries? The main reason is because they accepted, they saw, and they ran back. Yes, the scriptures is filled with a lot of lies, mixed with truth. That's according to the book of Jeremiah. I don't want to go into different because it will take me off track. And that is why it's very important, before you read the scriptures, that you pray and you ask Hakadosh. Pray and that you ask Hakadosh to interpret the scriptures to you. Because the letter will kill you. And you read it, the words, the way it is, it's not going to encourage you spiritually. But when you read it with the interpretation of the Ruach, then you will be given the power and the grace to obey it. I tell you. What the Creator wants me to tell you is this. He said I should encourage you to say this prayer every day. Oh, Almighty Father, El Shaddai, teach me, show me the way I should serve you. Your own way, not man-made way. Not the way I feel is comfortable for me, but the way that you're going to accept. That all his true children pray that prayer. And they follow him despite the cost. Number 2. What he said. He said, there are only 2 categories of people in this world. His children will obey him with love. And because they love him as a father, and love his principles, and love to live by them. Whereas his enemies, the wicked, only pretend to obey. They can't do it wholeheartedly with their heart. He said, I should tell you this, that anybody that is obeying his Torah, obeying his words, just simply because of the fear of going to hell or Gehinnom, excuse me, the person will not succeed. It's getting too cold here. That the person is not going to succeed. He said, if you follow him out of fear or out of benefit, you cannot even follow him. And you will not have that strength, that grace to do it. If you follow him for whatever reason that is not love and devotion, it's not easy. I tell you, there's no one that follows the Torah the way it should be. They will tell you it's a walk in the park. But he said, if you follow him because you love him for who he is, then no matter the storms that hit you, you will stand firm and you will live by that principle. You will not deviate by any of the principles he has given you to live by, be it in penury or in plenty. Take for example Abraham. Abraham did not see that Abrahamic Beraka, Abrahamic blessing, that blessing that makes him the wealthiest man in his time, until he had to reject his country, reject his people, idolatrous people, idolatrous country, take his soulmate, Sarah, and his brother's son, Lot, because his brother had died in the fire. He preached the Torah to the brother, and the brother accepted. But the brother was, was kind of like trying to make the decision whether he was going to do it or not. And then at the end of the day, the brother died in the fire. And that's why he had to take responsibility for his brother's son, which was something he had to do. And so, Yahweh had to go to a land he didn't know about. Kadosh asked him to go to. He had to follow him by faith. And you know that the Bible, the scriptures, did not write the trials he went through. They only wrote one about him looking for a child for so many years. He went through 10 horrible trials, which was not mentioned. That's why when I say it's just filled with a lot of lies and false impressions, you need the Ruach HaKodesh to interpret and show you the truth and tell you what actually happened. And I am telling you, you will be in awe. You always be in constant awe. You find out that having a personal relationship with your Creator, you find out that obeying the words of your Creator is the best thing that can ever happen to you. Well, HaKadosh tells me to tell you this. He said, if you are not his child, you'll find it as a burden. You find it as a big burden to carry. And that's all. In the New Testament, it is written, take my yoke upon me. And it is also written, if a man puts his hand to the plow and looks back, is not fit for the kingdom of heaven. I have to quote what is there in the scriptures. This is what is there in the scriptures. It contains truth, like I say, but it also mixed with lies that you need the Ruach HaKodesh to show you what is actually true, what is actually in the Torah, and what has been spoken by one of the Mashiachs, and what is not there, what has been formulated. That's the thing. It's also written in the book of First John. If you love me, not First John, keep my commandments. And that is JC in the scriptures, which people know him as that. And of course, you know that, there are a lot of people that HaKadosh has brought to this world to try to take people back to the Torah. But the wicked world will kill them over and over and over again. And then now, when you're writing the scriptures and you're changing names of people and all those things, I don't want to go into those things. You're not turning it into a lie and all those things. But as well, I don't want to go into it because I've done videos on the scriptures and things like that. So that's what he said I should tell you. If you are finding it a burden, you should know that you see this not in you. Because a good tree cannot produce an evil fruit. Neither can a wicked tree or an evil tree produce a good fruit. What is in your DNA is in your DNA. If it's meant for you, you see that no matter the hardship, no matter the whatever you want is going through, you will keep to the truth, you will stand on the truth. You will not deviate. Not as if that you will not try to be swayed. Sometimes there may be a point in your time you may get confused. I'm not saying there won't be a time like that. You might wonder, oh, is this the truth? Why is this so? When you ask HaKadosh, he will show you. As far as you're asking it with love. The main thing is love. And thou shalt love Adonai Elohenu with all your heart, with all your might, and with all your strength. Deuteronomy, Devarim. So, let me continue. All earth bow to you, they sing praises to you, they praise your name, Selah. Come and see the works of Elohim. Awesome acts towards the sons of men. He has turned the sea into dry land and went through the river on foot. Ye will rejoice by him, who rules by his power forever. His eyes keeping watch on the Gentiles. Let the rebellious not exalt themselves, Selah. Let the rebellious, who are the rebellious? Those that have rejected the Torah, not exalt themselves. His eyes keeping watch on the Gentiles. What Hakadosh told me this morning is that because of the Beraka, because of the respite is given to the Gentiles, those that are not keeping the Torah, they will say, look at it. We are not even following by the principles. Look at how easy our lives are going. You're not exalting yourselves. Or someone will start thinking, but when I was a Gentile, things were much more easier than when I am not even following the Torah. No, it's better I should do it that way, ignorance, and do things my way, let things flow. He is the one giving you that respite. At what cost? Cost of your soul? Is that not so much a price to pay for rebelling at his Torah? Barak our Elohim, your peoples, and sound his praise abroad, who gives us in life and does not allow our foot to be moved. For you, O Elohim, have proved us, you have refined us as silver is refined. That's correct. His Torah does not just come easy like this. Just his Torah information. Now, not to speak about this Baraka. He will refine you. He will try you. Are you following me because you actually love? You're following me because of what I can give to you. He's gonna try you. Trust me on that. He is gonna try you. He said, for you, O Elohim, have proved us. You have proved us. You have refined us as silver is refined. How is silver refined? In milk and honey, or in fire, in the flames of fire? When he tries you, he will refine you. And when you come out purer, you come out better, and with a greater understanding and a greater love of your Creator. You brought us into the net, 11. You laid affliction on our loins. You laid affliction on our loins. Yeah, he's going to test you with the furnace of affliction. And then now in that furnace, are you going to say your Torah is a burden? Vosek, Hamba. Are you going to say that? Are you going to say that? In your pain, in your affliction, just like Job told her husband, just curse the Creator and die. You are not living as it is. Are you going to say that? You have let men ride at our head who went through fire and through water. Now, this is the song that has been sung by our forefathers and by many people that thousands of years have lived and served, followed alone. This is the story of their life. Anyone that follows the Torah, this is the story of their life. You want to know their lives? Read Tehillim 6-6 carefully. You went through fire. He will take you through fire. He will take you through fire. I mean, when I say fire, but it will not burn you. Because El Shaddai is your shepherd. You shall not want. Though you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you fear no evil. Because even in the midst of the fire, you're going to feel his presence so much, so strong, that your feet in him will be unyielding. But you brought us out of plenty. That is how it is. That is how he goes. That is how he operates. He will test you. He will try you. He will take you through fire, bring affliction to you. When you stand your ground, he will now bring you out of plenty. Do you think that our forefathers in the wilderness, all that they just did is? Do you think that it is just the way it's written in the book? Come on now, come on. You should know a lot of things were cut out. Where it got to the point that they cried and said, El Shaddai wants to kill them with hunger. Can you not imagine what they've gone through? You didn't think that they just came out of Egypt and then they started screaming and saying, you want to kill us with hunger the same day? No. He tried them. He tested them. He took them through the furnace of affliction. And he took them through hunger. See, everyone that follows the Torah, there's no shortcuts. I tell you, there is no shortcut around this. It's either you follow it his way or your way. And you can be rest assured, when you do it your way, you're just doing it for yourself. You receive the due reward at the end of the day. It was when they couldn't bear it anymore. They cried and said, you brought us here to kill us with hunger. And he disciplined them. Oh, he disciplined them. But it's not also written here. Then before now, those that stood the test started making manna to fall down from Shaman for 40 years. You go through this before the plenty comes. It's not plenty before the affliction. You go through this before that plenty comes. I enter your house with burnt offerings. I complete my vows to you, that which my lips have uttered. Okay. I enter your house with burnt offerings. I complete my vows to you. Listen. Anyone that is not his child will not even have the opportunity to even bring burnt offerings before your Creator as He has commanded it. In fact, you will not even have the opportunity to be able to obey His Torah as He wants. You cannot. You won't even have that opportunity. Much less of having it and then not making use of it. Now, there are people that are His children, quite alright, just like Israel, but although they went with a mixed marriage because they mingled. There are people that are Israel, but at the time they may decide to follow the world. They can't follow the Torah anymore. Or this, let me just do it, let me take it easy. Let me just take this thing easy. That which my lips have uttered, and my mouth spoke in my distress. Burnt offerings of fatlings I offer to you with incense of rams. I offer bulls with goats, Selah. Come, hear, all you who revere Elohim, and I relate what He has done for my being. I called Him with my mouth, and praise was in my tongue. If I had seen wickedness in my heart, El Shaddai would not hear. Truly, Elohim has heard me. He hath given heed to the voice of my prayer. Baruch be Elohim, who has not turned away my prayer, nor His kindness from me. Many of us have spoken by the time El Shaddai started showing us Torah. Oh, I'm going to follow. I'm going to obey. I love you so much. Those words are still hanging. Every word that you profess love to your Creator is still there waiting for you to be fulfilled. That's what HaKadosh Selah should tell you also. Today is the day of Rosh Chodesh. It's a very great day. And we are going to enter the Shabbat. So it's a very holy day and a very beautiful day and a very, very Baruch day. And you're really Baruch today to hear these words that I'm teaching you, I'm saying to you, according to the way HaKadosh said I should let you know. Tehillah of David, Tehillim 145, Aleph. I exalt you, my Elohim, O sovereign, and barak your name forever and ever. Bet. All day long I barak you and praise your name forever and ever. Gimel. Great is El Shaddai and greatly to be praised, and His greatness is unsearchable. Dale. Generation after generation praise your works, and they declare your mighty acts. Hey, I declare the esteemed splendor of your excellency and the marvels of your wondrous works. Zayin, if you check your word, you're going to see the Hebrew alphabet there. So that's what I'm just mentioning. For those that are new to my channel, those are Hebrew alphabets that I'm mentioning that is before the verse. Mine is written in both Paleo and also Hebrew. And they speak of the might of your awesome acts, and I recount your greatness. Zion, they send forth the remembrance of your great goodness and the sing of your righteousness. Het, El Shaddai shows favor and is compassionate, patient, and great in kindness. Tet, El Shaddai is good to all, and He has compassion on all His works. Yod, all your works give thanks to you, El Shaddai, your kind ones barak you. Kaf, they speak of the esteem of your reign and talk of your might. Lamed, to make known to the sons of men His mighty acts and the esteemed splendor of His reign. Mem, your reign is an everlasting reign, and your rule is throughout all generations. Nun, El Shaddai is trustworthy in His words and shows favor in all His deeds. Samek, El Shaddai is supporting all who are falling and raising up all who are bowed down. Ayin, the eyes of all look to you expectantly, and you're giving them their food in its season. Ayin, the eyes. I don't know if I've taught you Hebrew alphabet and what it actually means. Ayin means the eyes. Shin is the teeth. El Shaddai. Shaddai. They say the eyes of all look to you expectantly. That's what the wicked and the righteous. And you are giving them their food in its season. Pay, opening your hand and satisfying the desire of all that live. Now, in the goodness of our Creator, there is no separation between the wicked and his children. He does good to all. Make no mistake about it. Now, the fact that he may be good to you, despite the fact that you have decided not to follow his Torah, or you have decided not to fully be all in, see, there's nothing like middle ground, I tell you. If it's either you're all in, you're not. And when you're not all in, you're automatically obeying the adversary because you cannot serve two masters. That's what he's taught me. It's a hard truth that people don't want to know or don't want to hear, but that's the truth. If at any point in time you're not doing what the Torah asks you to do, it's the choice you have made at that point in time not to obey your Creator. There is no excuse. The only excuse you can have, in fact, even in your thoughts, but the only excuse you can have to do physical things the Torah asks you to do is when actually you have nothing. And not having nothing simply because you decided to put your needs before the Torah. No. You have nothing because you have no income, you earned nothing. Nothing came in at all. That's the only time when it comes to physical things you need to do for the Torah that you may have an excuse. But you will actually, I've not seen someone. I'm yet to see someone that loves Hakadosh and obeys him and is faithful even little he or she have not seen, including myself and my spouse, that would say, I can't afford to bake the Shabbat bread. I can't afford to make the Shabbat meal. Even if there's nothing in the week, Hakadosh is faithful. He always make sure he provides for you to obey him. Oh, I can't pay my tithes. He will make a means of livelihood for you. Now, when you see it as small and you decide not to do the right, no. This man is so small, I cannot do Shabbat from this money. I'll just use it to survive in this week. I cannot pay my tithe from it. I cannot give my tzedakah from it because it's too small. It's the choice you've made to listen to the adversary and to obey the adversary and not your Creator. It's that simple. Zadik, 17. El Shaddai is righteous in all his ways and kind in all his works. Kuf. El Shaddai is near to all who call upon him, in truth, in Emet. Resh, he does the desire of those who revere him and hears the cry and saves them. Shin, El Shaddai preserves all those loving him. That's the truth. Love. He preserves all those loving him. But all the wicked he destroys. Tav, my mouth speaks the praise of El Shaddai. Let all flesh barak his collection name forever and ever. You think that your elder is lying to you? Or do you think that everything here is lies? No. If you have an atom of belief that your Creator, his words are here, then you know that he loves you. And he wants only the best for you. And his Torah is life. His Torah is the way. And his Torah is emet. It's the truth. Nothing else. 150. Hallelujah. Praise Ellen's Kodesha. Praise him in his mighty expense. Praise him for his mighty acts. Praise him according to his excellent greatness. Praise him with the blowing of the ramson. Praise him with the harp and lyre. Praise him with tambourine and dance. Praise him with stringed instruments and flutes. Praise him with sounding cymbals. Praise him with resounding cymbals. Let's all that have breath. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I baruch you in this beautiful Rosh Chodesh with the Beraka that Hakadosh has prepared for you. As you observe it, as he has commanded, thou must observe the Rosh Chodesh in his Torah, and as you observe the Shabbat, may the Beraka and his that he has prepared for you not miss you. And may his Shekinah come down upon you. And may he reveal himself to you in a way that will blow your mind away. Happy Rosh Chodesh and Shabbat Shalom.